Hello everybody and welcome to My Hero Academia chapter 324 review. This chapter is titled A Young Woman's Declaration. Now last time we got to learn about how UA is pretty much a moving landmass and how Uraraka jumped up, or we didn't really learn this, it sort of just happened, how everybody just doesn't want Deku to be there, and Uraraka jumped up to the top of the tower and told him, hey, Deku should be here. And that's pretty much that. So, this chapter starts off with a baby Uraraka. And her sort of narrating, saying, I always loved seeing people happy. My parents always looked so exhausted, which was painful to see. And when I saw heroes in action for the first time, my gaze went straight to faces in the crowd. And while this is going on, we sort of see Ochaka's parents in more vision in the present timeline, and everybody sort of just stopping and looking up at her, including a panel of Deku where we just see him staring up. And then we see everybody shift their gaze to Deku, saying, he's looking ragged, huh? Kinda weak and worn out. And we see Deku's gaze just go farther and farther into the future. And then we see the animal lady, who Deku saved in chapter 310. I'm still not going to check that fact even a week later, but hey. And she's like, yes, he's been fighting. He saved me out there. He's been fighting this whole time. And then the dude who was making the whole thing about earlier, which I've got to say, he has an All Might shirt on, right? And he's like, you want us to look at him? So what? Don't tell me that we should be covered in that filth too. And then Ochako just yells out some more. No, heroes are the only ones coated in that filth. So give him a moment's rest to wash the grime away. And we see some Class 1A people and they're saying, wow, Ochako. And then, or that was Tsuyu. And then we see Ida go and say, Midoriya, right now Uraraka is fighting. For you, of course, but for everyone else, too. And then we cut in again to Uraraka's sort of semi-flashback of her saying, I always love seeing people happy. Fighting for our right to smile again. Right? Or, no. I sort of messed up. It's Ochako, or Ida saying, for you, of course, but for everyone else, too, fighting for our right to smile again. And Deku's like, Uraraka! As we see tears start to well up in his eyes. And then Uraraka goes to own some more and says, if you want me to stand up here and reassure you, I'm sorry, but I can't do that right now. That's because we're all gripped by the same fear and unease. We're all neighbors here, including him. And then we cut to her inner monologue again, saying, seeing him in action, always desperate to save people, has given me so much to think about. When a hero is hurting, when heroes are hurting, the ones to protect them have to be. So, and during that, we sort of see like everything happening, and her dad in the past sort of pointing her, the heroes are over that way. And we see this dude like rooting for the heroes, and he's the person we see on page 1 that she's looking at like, oh yeah, cool. And they're yelling, oh, yo, Eel Boy, right? Cheering him on. And then Eel Boy's there, I guess, doing his signature pose. And if you pay attention, he's actually dead now, according to the page of heroes that died during the war arc, right? And we see Ochako being like, yeah, so cool. And then Ochako goes back to her speech. Please, lend him your strength so that we have a shot at smiling together into the future. What he needs is your help. Please, find it in your heart to let him recover and rest to care for all of us. Zuko Midoriya is trying to take on all the responsibility that comes with his power, but he's still got plenty to learn himself. He's just a regular high school kid. This place is his. Hero Academy. Let him stay here. Right? And that ends off. I'll go back and say what was in the panels, why this speech is going on. But we see this panel of Deku just bit down, just crying his eyes out. And then the next page after that is him just, and Horikoshi is a masterful artist. I mean, he's amazing by just what he's able to capture in these pictures here. But during that, we see Toga sort of, or Ochaku getting a vision of Toga in a way. Sort of like, oh, no. But then, yeah. So then, next thing, this is the weird part of the chapter, is the animal lady is running towards Deku, and Nezu then thinks one step away, as he thinks back to tries and like humanity struggles to make true progress. And then we see Koda running towards Deku, and we see him, and we get flashback to Koda being like, oh yeah, I wanted the shoes that look like Deku's because Deku is cool, right? And we see the animal lady and Koda running over to Deku, sort of as narration comes over saying this story, the story of how we all became the greatest heroes, right? So, yeah, I mean, I really like being in this chapter with Ochaku just giving her speech, putting everything out there. But then those last pages where the animal lady and, Koda, I'm fine with Koda, makes perfect sense why he would go to be like a moral support to Deku. But animal lady? Yeah, Deku saved her. What about it? I just don't understand. Yeah. So, but in the end, this chapter is what I like to call a mediocre chapter. It's a good chapter. It's a My Hero Academia chapter. I like most of them. But it's just that sort of mediocre chapter being that, oh, hey, yeah, this is going on. Yeah, first part was great, I think. But the last part was just like, oh, gosh, really? Why? Does it matter this much? No. Okay, then. And, yeah. It's sort of, I like this chapter, just the ending doesn't quite do it for me. So, and that's really all I've got to say on this. And this is probably a short one, but thanks for watching. And this is Glowplasma231.